What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And on this episode, we have about four or five topics to talk about. So let's get into that. What's our first bit of news, Chevy?
So for our first story today, Hideo Kojima was discussing small details about his first game with his own company now. They are making an action game that is supposed to be give a AAA experience that he says that fans of Uncharted and like The Division would enjoy.
Already, that's really exciting for me. I'll be excited for anything that guy does. I'm really excited that he's able to make his own game without, Konami breathing down his neck. But if he's promising an experience like Uncharted, which I'm playing Uncharted 4 right now, and it is fucking amazing, it's stellar. I'm excited. Metal Gear Solid 5 was a really good experience, as much as there's developmental problems with it. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm hoping it's something that's sci-fi, because I feel like that's something that he has the mind for. He's fucking crazy, and yeah, I hope it's great.
I know when he was doing the interview, he kept emphasizing action. It's going to be very much action,
which is cool, because I mean, he did stealth for so fucking long, and he wanted to leave it for so long. And you noticed even with some of the newer iterations of Metal Gear Solid that they became more actiony. They gave you the option to either stealth or just start shooting people. So I feel like it'll be a good outlet for him to express something different.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I've never really played much of Metal Gear Solid games, unfortunately.
What the fuck is that?
But the only thing that came to my mind first was it kind of worries me if it's going to be like The Division, is that The Division's getting a lot of like shit right now. Because their player base is dying because there's nothing to do anymore.
They're going to run into the same problem that, not to talk about Division too much, but they're going to run into the same problems Destiny had. Mm-hmm. Destiny and The Division are both faux MMOs that give the player an expectation of an MMO experience, and they're not really equipped to do that. Yeah. I mean, when the new content comes out, their player base will go back up. But yeah, I stopped playing Division 2 just because it's not bad. I just kind of ran out of things to do, and games come out all the time now, so I'm always just playing new stuff. But that worries you, though?
Yeah, if he's going to make a game similar to The Division, then I'm sorry, but your name alone will not carry that far enough.
I don't think he means in the regards of a faux MMO.
Right.
He specifically mentions
like
a AAA experience.
Yeah.
So just I mean, you've played Division. The shooting is very well done in that game.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, the game's really well made. And then he brings up Uncharted, which, in my opinion, is the top tier of what game development can be.
They're both kind of cover shooters.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Any more thoughts on that?
No, I mean, any bit of news, seeing what he's planning on doing in the future is just interesting, just because he has only really kind of done one thing, with the exception of Zone of the Enders. So.
Yeah. Man, I would love a new Zone of the Enders. That wasn't like a side project that had like a lot of work put into it, because those games were awesome. All right, for our second bit of news, multiple high-profile companies have actually attempted to buy out the Fable property from Microsoft.
And Lionhead.
Lionhead Studios is no more. And with that, a lot of companies saw opportunity, thinking that the Fable franchise might fade away, and they want to get that IP, and some people even wanted to buy Lionhead. Microsoft rejected these offers, though. Apparently, some of the offers were very...
hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions, which makes sense. Any thoughts on the idea of Microsoft essentially not showing a whole lot of interest in Fable with closing down Lionhead, but also not wanting to part with the property?
I honestly think the only reason they didn't sell it is because people know the name Fable, and they still own it now.
Yeah.
And they can use it for whenever
they feel like doing it.
But otherwise it sucks, because it's essentially just, dead. I mean, officially dead at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it was already kind of iffy when they started kind of veering off with the last project they were doing. But yeah, it's just it's a bummer. It's always, especially something that people love, not treated very well.
Fable is a loved franchise, as much as it had problems. It's an established franchise, and it's not surprising to hear that other companies wanted it because it's already established. There's already, it's very individual in what it is. There's a lot of fantasy games out there, but Fable has its own feel that doesn't feel like other games, and I feel like somebody else getting that property could have really did something great with it.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have to work hard to advertise for it. Just be like, hey, there's a new Fable coming out made by a different company, and it would have sold. And I think Microsoft knows that, and they don't want to give somebody the opportunity to make money off of their IP, and they're just going to save it in the vault until someone comes up with a good idea that they think they can make money off of. Thoughts?
That's the only reason I think they would hold on to it is because they have some sort of plan in the future for that franchise some way or another to maintain the rights for it. It's the only reason I think you would financially and business-wise hold on to a right that you're not using at the current time.
Mega Man. Capcom. Assholes.
Profitable assholes.
Konami. Everything. DDR. Castlevania.
Yeah, where'd that go?
Metal Gear Solid.
I miss DDR.
Me too. Castlevania. But yeah, I feel like we kind of covered that quickly. Any thoughts on that?
I don't know.
Would you like to see them sell it to somebody else, or would you like them to keep it and make a new one?
It's kind of pointless now because Lionhead's disbanded. So really, all the creative juices there are. So no, I honestly I just don't want to see the word Fable on any other game now.
Yeah.
I'd like to see somebody else take it up and get some new, fresh ideas. I feel like Fable got tired and fatigued real fast, and I feel like with Microsoft and Lionhead, I think they were kind of burnt out, and I feel like Microsoft, if they did put a new team on it, would just feel uninspired. So I feel like if we dig another Fable, I'd like to see a fresh new team from somebody else, not Microsoft, who's passionate about the game. That's why they want to get it. Really put some work into it and make a new franchise for people to be excited about again. More Microsoft news for our third bit of news. Project Spark, the free to download but pay for to get packs game where you can essentially create your own game, is actually being shut down. This includes being able to download games people have made and being able to upload games you've created. It's going away by September, and apparently this was not an easy decision for them to make. But the biggest reason is they have moved a lot of people from the development team to other projects within Microsoft. So that project's dead. Project Spark is gone. What do you guys think about that? Did you guys try Project Spark? I don't know how you would, on Xbox One. But what do you guys think of that?
It's probably because they weren't seeing the numbers they were probably looking for as far as like people buying games into it, out of it, and uploading content that was actually worthy of being downloaded. So it was probably it was a great idea, but probably a dead end venture for them is why they're probably shutting it down and transferring people out to other departments.
Definitely. I actually played Project Spark. There's an episode we did, me and Cody, link above. And it's a neat idea. I remember when I first heard about it, I'm like, that's cool, making an easy tool for people to make games. But at the same time, I always know when you make something simple like that, the end result of what people can make is simple. And it's always really fun to see how much someone can get out of that simple system. And the ones that shine are always the ones that are like wow, they fucking made this. But for the most part, you have a lot of these just kind of like dead end simple things that people just kind of uploaded because they tried it out for 5 minutes, and the community of games that was on there were underwhelming. It's a neat idea, but like as a profitable idea, like you were saying, I was skeptical, and then I played. I'm like, this has no future. I just didn't expect them to drop it so quickly. I figured they'd try to revamp it, but with Microsoft not pulling the numbers they want to pull on everything that they're doing with Xbox right now, it makes sense for them to just drop a dead project and just try something else. Yeah.
So, we said this a million times and it's exhausting, but what the hell is Microsoft doing? Bye-bye Lionhead, bye-bye Project Spark. Where are all the proprietary first-party titles going for them? And it's
Quantum
really,
Break is fantastic. If you have Xbox One, you have to buy it.
It's just crazy to me though, because here's a weird example. Overwatch recently, 9.7 million people during the beta. Their other exclusive game, not Blizzard's, Microsoft's Gears of War, recently did their beta, and I might have the number wrong here, but it's like 1.4 to 1.9, somewhere in that range, million people during their beta.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. It's too bad. That's
This
not good.
now,
Unfortunate.
this does show me a lot of interest in the game, because you got to think Overwatch is on multiple platforms.
Right.
But it also shows the amount of people who have these boxes in the living room too, though, at the same time. So I don't know. To stick to Project Spark, it's a bummer that they've lost yet another, proprietary, first-party title, and I don't know.
Microsoft, you want to be successful in Xbox? I mean, you guys are making money just fine, but if you want to, drop Phil Spencer and bring me in, and I will fucking fix everything. I'll make sure that there are great games planned and that get made that people are going to love and want to play, and to completely support first-party games and not new Xboxes and not weird little projects. Fucking, you gotta get your shit together and fucking make goddamn games. You're fucking going out like Nintendo, and it's embarrassing.
I'd love to have a reason to buy one.
I bought one, and it's a good console. Aside from the analogs, but Quantum Break's cool. Halo 5's cool.
I think part of the thing with the Spark was they're trying to jump on that indie game hype train. They were hoping for someone out there to make a really strong game with their engine. That way they could monopolize on that game that they've developed through their engine. But, I mean, indie games are a labor of love, and they take a long, long, long time to make.
Definitely.
And if they really wanted to monopolize or get into that indie game market, they should revamp Project Spark. But I don't see it happening.
Really, I thought it was more of a competition for Little Big Planet.
It's definitely it's always smart when people let the community create content. I mean, Neverwinter had an amazing idea where they could let people make dungeons for an MMO, and that was so genius because while you're waiting for new content for the company to make, there's always content being created. I mean, that's fucking
With the
genius.
rating system and everything, yeah.
When I see Microsoft do this, though, all I think is we don't have fucking games. Let's make something so they can make games for themselves.
Yeah.
And like, it's a cool idea, but if they had already like games out and that, awesome. But that's it. It's like fucking giving them some Legos. Like, keep yourself fucking busy for a little bit while we think about what the fuck we're doing. But also, you can watch football on your Xbox One if you get bored.
Well, E3's around the corner, so fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So for our final story today, Blizzard's immensely hyped game Overwatch is warning you that if you cheat, you will be banned. First offense. No
Permanently.
warnings. Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
I mean, I'm going to jump in.
Yeah.
I think this is mostly a good thing. PC specifically has an issue with their shooters, or with shooters being targets to, obviously hacks and stuff like that. The only thing I'm concerned about, obviously, is if they're using a detection system and you don't cheat and it thinks you are, are you going to be able to get your account back? But otherwise, awesome. I hate having my gaming experience ruined by cheaters.
Well, this is kind of a complex thing, and overall I think it's good because cheating in FPS specifically ruins communities. And when the community doesn't want to play the game, the numbers go down, and that's bad. Like, they can't keep the game going, and it's happened with a lot of free-to-play games. And some not free-to-play games. But so it's cool because I already assumed Blizzard would have a really good security protocol for hacking. But to send that message of going, hey, if you do get past that shit and you do fucking hack, you're gone. And I think it's good. It's a good deterrent. It's a good way to keep people out. They're not going to come back in like fucking a month and start hacking again. You're kind of taking out all the bad seeds and letting everybody enjoy the game. The only thing I'm worried about is kind of what you were saying. If it is a protocol that kind of detects things, like you have like a fucking antivirus running in the background and thinks it's a hack, it'd be really shitty to get permanently banned. But Blizzard's also really good about correcting issues quickly. They have a really good customer service department. Thank you. I mean, I've been hacked multiple times with like Diablo and got my account back. Within like a couple hours. It's great. I've played other games that took days, a week. So I don't fear it too much, but I do think it is. I think overall it's good. I mean, one offense is really strict, but at the same time, it's a really, really strong message.
Yeah.
That don't fucking hack. Just don't do it. Enjoy the game.
I worry. I think it's a great idea, but I think at the same time, I'm kind of worried that announcing it like this yeah, it gets the message across, but at the same time, it's kind of like taunting those guys who pride themselves as big hackers, who try even harder to hack into the system. And I think you're still gonna see it here and there for sure.
Sure, absolutely.
But I don't know. I think there's gonna be a big surge of hacking to begin with because it's kind of like a challenge to them. And then after a while, it'll die off eventually.
Well, that's the big misconception too. I hear people talk about all the time, like, oh, people hack in games because they want to be good or they suck at the game. And like, no, that's the kids who download the hack. The people who make them are going for those fucking brownie points, going, I did that. I fucking made a hack.
Or they're trying to sell it.
Or they're trying to sell it. Yeah, like these people are not. The people who make the fucking hacks are not worried about being good at the game. They're into fucking systems. They're into fucking around with engines and exploiting shit. It's a challenge, like you said. And you're right, saying, hey, if you hack fucking and we catch you, you're permanently banned. You know, they know that now, so they can put more thought into making hacks because people are going to do it. Of course, they're going to do it, and they'll get a new fucking account. Some people can afford to do that.
Especially on PC with it being $40 a pop.
Yeah. So
I think it would have just been better for them not to announce that, like, it's insta permaban, and just kind of left it as the community figures it out as they go.
I feel like there'd be an outrage though if just all of a sudden they start permanently banning people. Be like, what the fuck?
If you're gonna fucking cheat in a first-person shooter, you fucking deserve to be perma-banned. You piece of shit.
It's still transparency, though.
Yeah.
So, and as a company that is a company of Activision, or at least partnered with Activision, transparency is a very big deal. So.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good, like, because then people can't complain as much because they knew it was coming.
Oh, boo-hoo, my account got banned because I was cheating.
I'm with you in like the way I feel about it, but realistically, I they're doing it because essentially they kind of have to.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but overall, I think it's good.
Yeah.
You guys agree? Let us know in the comments. What do you think about being permanently banned for your first offense? Do you think it's good? Do you think there'll be problems with it? Will you get permanently banned for having a capture card connected to your computer or something like that while recording? Let us know. But I think it's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Tasty Gaming. Check us out on Twitch, Sleep Division. We'll be streaming Uncharted 4 quite a bit. Come in and say hi. But yeah, I think it's going to do it for everything. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
Stay tuned. We got a continued for Alien Nation coming up this week. And then also we'll be having our Tasty Cast on Friday. So episode 5. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.